CCP app where TikTok is political football. If anything, I would suspect that this person is like doing psyop on Red Note as a part of the American military rather than vice versa, where she's accidentally leaking state secrets. I still think Redbook is an op, but since I'm ideologically aligned with those who are doing an op, I will likely join. Have you officially joined yet? No, I haven't. And also, no, I don't think Redbook is an op. Man, it was initially an app in just Mandarin. Please, it was an app in Mandarin. It was not intended for Americans. At most, it was intended for people like my fucking aunt, who is Chinese but living in America, so that she can still have access to an app entirely in Mandarin and, you know, keep up with her friends in China. Okay? It is not everything is an op. The reason why people are going to Xiaohongshu, on the other hand, the reason why people are going to Xiaohongshu is because people are like, oh, TikTok is sick. It's Chinese. Well, maybe the Xiaohongshu app is also good. And it blew up on TikTok. The CCP could come to Dayton, Ohio and go to the Air Force Museum to view the insides of a C-17. Or come to the air show and speak directly to C-17 pilots about the capabilities. Yeah. It's not, like, the reason why it exists on the Western App Store, the reason why it exists on Apple and whatnot is for that reason, okay? Is so that Chinese people that live in the Western world can also have access to this app and use it. Quite literally, every part of this application was so clearly designed for a Chinese audience. Okay? It's very obviously designed for a Chinese audience. It is in Mandarin. I can't, like, they only apparently recently added the translate button on the application for the influx of Westerners that have not joined the application. Although I agree with the op, I wish it was actually instilling revolutionary communist sentiment in the minds of the Angloid servile peasants, okay? It's not. It's not doing that. I wish it was instilling class consciousness among the American proletariat. Oh my God. I wish it was doing that. No, it's an app to show like your cool Chinese apartment to your Chinese relatives living in Los Angeles, okay? Ow, 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 ow. Americans are so desperate for like a crumb of like not immediately anti-communist sentiment that they see like a Chinese person and go, oh my God, Maoism is coming back in a big way. They see like a Chinese accountant being like, wow, you guys don't have healthcare. You're so wealthy, and go, oh my God, the proletariat, the international workers of the world unite. The proletariat has nothing to lose but their chains. What is happening? Yeah, they saw Chinese Pinterest and Chinese Depop rolled into one goddamn app and they went, oh my God, is this Maoism? What is happening? It's more likely the Chinese government removed her account for promoting the U.S. military. I don't even think that that's what's... Anyway, Miss Riz. Hasan, are you going to the inauguration? We have one extra ticket if you would like us to send you. Miss Riz is so funny. Stop it, Miss Riz. I'm good. You take care of those foster puppies you parented, okay? You worry about those foster puppies, Miss Riz. Anyway, what is the other thing that she posted? Yeah, this is just like a pro-American military propaganda. I don't think this is like... I don't think it's that significant. Watch, U.S. soldiers have taken to the Chinese Red Note app, sharing videos directly from an aircraft carrier. Unbelievable. What? I'm so confused. Like, what? So what? That looks like a museum of an old military aircraft. I doubt it's an aircraft carrier in operation for the U.S. military today. In fact, I've toured these boats before, and this stuff looks like from the 1970s era. Yeah, this is not a leak. This I don't even is this are those like civilians touring it? I don't think it's a museum, but I don't think it's the New York City aircraft carrier because it doesn't show the New York City skyline at all, and you get a 360 view, and you would see that. But I don't know. Maybe it's the San Diego one. I can't tell. Shirts are color coded on aircraft carriers. No, yeah, I don't think it's civilians. No, at first I thought they were, but they're not.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about this TikTok ban. Okay,
dude, if these guys are actually leaking, to get Xiaohongshu clout, that's so funny. Okay, the first one was fine. It wasn't anything like OPSEC related. Okay, it just seems like regular ass pro military propaganda that you would post when you're in the military on you know, a number of different platforms. But having said that, it is really funny if they just straight up are posting state secret. Team TikTok, Team China. What is this? Great. U.S. military started sending military equipment on Xiaohongshu. A small pull, a little look inside. Okay, why not? Wait, what? Could you provide the nameplate of the ME? Nah, I think a lot of this stuff is like on all these other platforms too. There ain't no way these guys are
this TikTok ban.
I'd be shocked if they were posting. Listen, I'd be shocked if they were accidentally leaking like experimental, you know, or new tech. That is, you put that on the War Thunder forums. Okay, that's the space for that.
I wrote it again, by the way, since this is coming up soon. Last year, when they brought this ban up for a vote, number one, they said it's a national security issue. It's a national security issue. I said, okay, that's serious. Let's see the case. Let's see the intelligence. Let's see what's going on. I can tell you that what was presented to all of the members voting on this thing was not very compelling. Like there was no real information that was given that was a smoking gun, that was anything specific. It was very vague, not convincing, and frankly, it was not convincing to many other members as well. In fact, very high-ranking members on the House Foreign Affairs Committee came to me after the briefing, and they were very shocked and pretty surprised at the lack of substantive information in the briefing. They were genuinely expecting there to be some real or compelling intelligence shared that would substantiate the argument. And there just wasn't. And they were surprised at the lack of information presented at it. And then also, additionally, this bill, which is very large and substantive, like in terms of its impact, came to the Energy and Commerce Committee. It was marked up and it was brought to the floor like in a matter of, 1 or 2 weeks. I'm trying to remember, it was just a few weeks, which is very, very fast. Very. Additionally, the degree to which corporations surveil the American people without genuine consent and without real mechanisms for opting out should be illegal, point blank, period. And so many of us naturally said, the answer is not just playing endless whack-a-mole with apps. The answer is that we should have real privacy legislation in the United States, and we should help people own their information and have greater agency over their personal information so that they're not being spied on all the time, whether it's a domestic company or a foreign company. So we need to actually have privacy laws in the United States, to which, of course, big tech is going to fight against, and their lobbies are going to fight against. So they just target an app instead of targeting the problem. And then lastly, when this thing was passed, all these legislators were like, who supported it, were like, oh, it's not a ban, it's just a forced sale. Which, to be fair, forced sales have happened in the past. Grindr was a forced sale. And they'll say it's not a ban, it'll be a forced sale, it'll be fine. Well, first of all, they provided very little time for that to happen. For an app that big, like how...
Wait, they forced Grindr to be sold? I didn't know that. Grindr mentioned, let's fucking go. You're so stupid. Oh my God. 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 It's because Republicans. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's because Republicans actively use Grindr. Oh my God. Oh my God. Grindr has been sold by its Chinese owner after the U.S. expressed security concerns. The sale comes after U.S. government committee expressed national security concerns about Beijing Kunlun Tech over the app last year. Kunlun is now selling Grindr to San Vicente Acquisition for about $608.5 million. Kunlun originally bought Grindr in 2018, but the Committee of Foreign Investments in the United States reportedly informed Kunlun that its ownership was a national security risk. Kunlun did not submit its acquisition of Grindr for the CFI US review, which is perhaps why the committee made the rare request to undo an already completed acquisition. Oh my God. At the time of Reuters' March 2019 report, it was unclear what the CFIU's specific concerns were. But the Financial Times says the committee worried the Chinese government could use personal data from the app to blackmail U.S. citizens, which could include U.S. government officials. Now, for Grindr, that makes a lot more sense because you're using the app for one reason, and that is to eat dicks and ass, man ass, okay? To do gay shit. Ain't nobody's using the app for dance videos, okay? So that makes a little bit more sense, especially since we know, Grindr results really explode during times of like CPAC or RNC. And as of late, the U.S. has been scrutinizing app developers more heavily on how they handle personal data. CFIUS blocked acquisitions of MoneyGram and AppLovin. What the fuck is AppLovin? Debt financing? Orient Hontai Capital invests further into mobile marketing firm after U.S. government questions previous takeover bid. Back in January, the firm sold a 10% ownership stake to Orient Hontai Capital for $140 million. Grindr's data handling practices have also come into question by other groups over the past few years. In January, a Norwegian nonprofit filed 3 complaints alleging that Grindr's Android app shares personal data with ad companies in violation of GDPR. In April 2018, a different Norwegian nonprofit found that Grindr shared its users' HIV status with 2 outside companies, a practice that Grindr has since stopped. Dude, oh my God, it would have been so sick. Grindr has gotten 1,000% worse since this, by the way, and Sniffies is where it's at now. I promoted my small business on Grindr and the sale totally fucked me. Please stop making light of such horrible time in my life, shaking my damn head. I can't believe it, but I think your MAGA turn is incoming. Donald Trump want bullet trains in America? Doesn't make sense. Wait, what? Donald Trump lamented that the U.S. doesn't... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stop. Stop. Trump praised Japan's high-speed passenger trains during a live audio conversation with Elon Musk. Wait, this is from August 13th, 2024. He briefly lamented it, okay? That doesn't mean anything. Oh, you guys thought... I thought he was going to do it again. Trump on HSR bullet trains. They go unbelievably fast, unbelievably comfortable with no problems. That's true. It literally is true, by the way. They do go unbelievably fast with no problems. And we don't have anything like that in this country, not even close. And it doesn't make sense that we don't. Doesn't make sense. Can't wait for trains. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Teflon Don, dude.
Who's going to buy TikTok? Hello? Like, it's very large. But besides that, after leaving no time for a forced sale, now here we are. And I would say that the lack of forethought and the rushed nature of this bill.
Communique from the throne of eternal hierarchical truth to all proper subjects of the natural order. Emergency alert. Another leftist egalitarian socialist degenerate has emerged from the communist infiltrated streaming networks. This Hasanabi, democratic egalitarian socialist mind control operator, is spreading his weak-willed democratic poison through the ethereal waves. I feel, is this from Disco Elysium? Bro, people waking up out here?
All over the world are clowning us. No wonder America been trying to keep us sheltered. You see the architecture of China's buildings? You go anywhere and look at the architecture.
Bro, this is what I mean. It's like Americans have been so brain broken into thinking that like the average Chinese lives on like a healthy diet of rat piss and is busy working 14, 15 hours a day sewing your fucking shoes in a hospital, in a factory that has like nets outside of it because they want to like constantly commit suicide, and they live in like huts or something, that when they see like a tier 1 city or a tier 2 city, okay, they just lose their minds. They're like, wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean they have better cities than we do? Like, what are you talking about? It's like so shocking. This is the other side of feeding your audience a healthy diet of ridiculous propaganda. When they accidentally see the truth, they go, oh my God. This doesn't mean that there aren't many issues in China. Okay, there certainly are, some of which I cover on a regular basis because people constantly come in here and go, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? But like, if your assumption is born out of the collective hysteria that is built as a defensive posture against like the scary Chinese Communist Party, and then you see the truth for what it is, you go, oh my God, this place is awesome. Yeah, and then people still do this, by the way. Look at this. China's all facade. It looks nice, but very bad quality. Oh, it's just like maximum levels of cope on top of cope. Yeah, I know, dude. They build walls out of plexiglass, right? Or they build walls out of foam, and you can use a spoon to like, you can use a spoon to basically carve holes in the walls, right? I know. I've seen the videos. I know. That's actually kind of what I'm talking about with respect to the insane propaganda. Yeah, they're built out of propaganda, tofu dreg buildings, right? They build buildings out of tofu. Is it building or is it cake? The endless battle in China, in every Chinese city. Anyway, yeah, China's collapse is imminent. Chinese building collapse is imminent. Chinese wall collapse is imminent. Chinese car collapse is imminent. Chinese cars are so bad, that's why we don't want them in the American marketplace, okay? That's why we're terrified. It's because their cars are bad. Please don't look into it. It's because their cars are fucking bad. Just take my word for it, okay? That's why we're saving you. We're saving you from the bad cars. Also, look at our good cars, like the Cybertruck. Very good car. Very good car. So good, not allowed in the European, not street legal in many other countries that actually have some kind of competent safety standard. But also, still very much street legal in the United States of America, because apparently you can do whatever you want in this country as long as you're led by a very wealthy man, okay? I lived in Beijing during the building up of the Olympics 20 years later. It's kind of magnificent. Pollution is still a problem, but like our country's on fire. I don't think we can talk noise. People see construction scams in China. They think it's all their buildings. When it happens in the West, people understand it's just certain developers. Also, the other side of that is when there's like a construction scam that happens, okay? Like, you know what else happens? If a building collapses, they punish the party member who actually allowed that inspection to go through and the actual developer. That's the major difference between China, unless they're like a hyper loyalist, like super high up in the party, in which case, you know, I'm sure they do other forms of punishment, but a little bit more internal. But like, it doesn't matter. There is some semblance of accountability. We have no accountability for anybody here in this country. That's what sucks. I'm down to play partisan politics and start punishing people, even if they're, you know, speaking out of line. This is unironically one of the arguments I made with Joe Biden, where I was like, yo, Joe Biden, behave like Xi Jinping and start, you know, jailing Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, or threatening them with jail if they don't play ball.
Make sure these people buildings. Look how their cities look. Look how their country look. We pay taxes. Why shit don't look like that? And let's not talk about their cars. I seen a car yesterday that was 41,000 US dollars. Electric car that you can drive to work. You can get out the car, go and work, and the car will go home and park itself. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And then
the Potsay boys got so mad when you said that. Yeah.
Their cell phones. Why you think they don't want their cell phones over here? Like iPhones and Galaxies, that shit. These shits is trash. Their cell phones is way more advanced than ours.
Okay, that's like not entirely true either. Come on. No. Like, they do have I don't know about all that. That's the one thing I'm not, you know, this part is a bit much. The phone thing is the one thing that is not like entirely true. No, Hasan, Huawei is crazy right now. I mean, Apple is dog shit too, but you know, ironically enough, a lot of the things that I don't like about like all of the Chinese development is the annoying fucking consumer facing bells and whistles they put in their cars. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not for me. Because remember, I like analog. So I look at like a lot of the Yangwangs and stuff like that. And there's some really cool ones out there. Like the jumping car. I've talked about that one even before it before it had that super viral video. But I don't really care for LED lights that spell out your name. You know what I mean? Your headlights that will spell out your name and do a light show. Like that kind of stuff is not that interesting to me. or the fact that your phone can fold 3 times now instead of 2. I know there's a trifold. I know. Also, why iPhone still got under 20 megapixel sensor phones when Xiaomi and Huawei have 50 plus megapixel sensors, etc. Your phone cannot fold at all, motherfucker.
Thing is way more advanced. What's going on? They open up Pandora's box with this shit. I'm glad we seen retinal. Why is the whole world saying that we are a third world country with a Gucci belt? A third world country with a Gucci belt.
You sound like those gears that be complaining in our all electric future when there's no longer manual shifting cars. First of all, I already do sound like that. I hate what is it? What is it called when you pull your foot off the gas throttle? Recoup? What is it called when you in electric vehicles? I think they do it in all cars now too, but like it's the battery saving regenerative braking. Yeah, I hate that. I'm so annoyed by it. I'm so annoyed that I have to manually shut it off. I hate regenerative braking. I don't like it. And yes, I am a boomer. I do think personally that I have a pretty decent reason for demanding analog in cars. My reason for demanding analog, like tactile stuff in cars is understandable. You're supposed to look at the road, man. Like it makes sense. It makes sense. Also, it's ironic you say this because like I'm full blown EV'd out, so you're wrong. I'm rich enough to be able to go on the EV track easily. Autism is not a good reason. No, that's not the reason. What are you talking about? Would you get a vintage style electric car? Yes, I would love one. The problem is I need it to be my daily. I think the Tesla swipe stuff is ridiculous. Okay? I think the Tesla swipe shit is so ridiculous and also dangerous. I think it's ridiculous to relying on an app on your freaking tablet for shifting gears is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. We have lost the plot in its entirety. The fact that there is no manual shifting available and you can have an iPad that can just brick, that is what you rely on when you're driving your car, is psychotic. The real reason why car consoles are shifting away from analog to a chunky ass iPad is for monetary reasons. Make no mistake, it is very expensive to constantly produce all those buttons and dials, okay? It's very expensive to produce all those buttons, all those dials, all those widgets, and you need to consistently keep making new ones for older cars. It's much simpler to just relegate everything to an iPad, and if the iPad breaks, then you can just replace the iPad. It's much cheaper for the manufacturer to, consolidate all of the control into one system. That is the reason why they are moving in that direction, not because it's actually super easy. I don't know why people don't understand this reality. It's not cheaper, it's more profitable. Yes, it's more profitable. It's more profitable. The cars don't necessarily become cheaper as a consequence, obviously. It's also absolutely taking away your attention from the road when you have to look down at your tablet to try to figure out what button to press and there's no haptic feedback. It's ridiculous. You're literally trying to press a screen. It's like pressing your PC screen, your PC monitor. It's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. And I feel like I'm a boomer, yes, but this is the one instance where I am 100% correct. Like we went from, hey, don't text and drive to like, you have to text and drive or else you can't drive the car. Don't text and drive, but use this iPhone tablet, this Apple tablet, something that I will never give up on.